Hello everyone and welcome back to the Limit of Adhesion. My name's Gareth and I'm the commentator for the LOA. In this video I'm going to share some of the techniques and tips that will enable you to get the best out of the Formula Renault 2.0 on iRacing. The FR 2.0 is one of 3 D-Class open wheelers on the service. It doesn't have the popularity of the Skip Barber, but unlike the somewhat unique Skippy, the FR 2.0 is the perfect introduction to the faster single-seaters in later classes. Simply put, the skills you learn to go fast in this car are directly transferable to the F3, the Formula Renault 3.5, the Lotus 79 and the F1 cars. We're very lucky in our league to have some incredibly fast drivers in this car. Look through some of the track world records for the past couple of seasons and you might spot a few familiar names. Familiar if you've watched our race videos, that is. And just for clarity, I'm not one of the fast guys, but I've commentated on all the laps, I've seen the tricks and I've tried them for myself. They really helped me. If you learn them, then they will help you too. Over the course of our season in the Formula Renault 2.0, I've improved by around a second or more in my lap time compared to the front runners. And that's not from spending hours and hours at every circuit, but by understanding the techniques the guys are using to go fast and applying them to my driving, I've definitely improved. So here we go then, 6 tips to go really quick in the Formula Renault 2.0. Number 1. Lift off throttle for medium to high speed corner entries. Okay, so I'm putting this one first because it was such a difficult concept for me to get my head around. This car is notorious for understeer, and as Victor Martins, the 2020 Formula Renault Euro Cup champion, told me in a recent interview, so is the real car. So how do you combat that in the high speed corners? Well, the answer is to lift off the throttle completely on entry, and then you can very quickly be back up to full power. If you think about it, it does make sense. Lifting off the power brings the nose down, puts more weight on the front tyres, and the car will turn in sharper. What I found difficult was that you have to come fully off throttle to make this work. The turn-in response is so sharp that when you first try this you might think the car is spinning. Let's take a look at turn 2 at the Nürburgring Grand Prix track. I've borrowed Dirty Winslade's ETM car to show you how not to do it. I'm trying to take this corner at mid-throttle. Look how long I had to wait to get back on full power. Now let's see the same corner on board with David Lyne from our hot lap video. He's full lift on entry and then straight back on the throttle. Did you see the difference? This trick is worth so much time. Learn it and use it. Another example, and this time it's turn 5 at Scuba, the bridge corner. Again, let's compare from my onboard to Dave's. It's night and day really. Number 2. Trail braking. Well, duh, I hear you say, of course trail braking. Well, I'm including it here because of the understeer I mentioned before. Trail braking is such a powerful tool with this car. Here's Dave in the relatively quick McLean's and Coppice corners at Donington. You can see the pressure on the pedal is absolutely minimal, but the rotation it gives him is vital for his lap time. And now here's Adam into Young Sow at Interlagos. Look how he keeps the tiniest fraction of brake pressure all the way to the apex of the corner. Number 3. There's an egg under your right foot. Don't break it. Now when I say this, I'm specifically referring to corner exits. Think Nürburgring Turn 1, La Source at Spa, or Turn 1 at Scuba. You've made the apex of a tight second gear corner. You want to accelerate and suddenly your backwards are in the wall with wheels hanging off and looking a bit stupid. You almost have to pretend you have an egg under your pedal, as Jackie Stewart was so fond of saying. Bring the power in smoothly but gently as you wind off the steering. If you stamp on the pedal, you're going to spin or crash. Your lap time is going to come from how efficiently and smoothly you can apply the throttle and open the steering. It takes practice, but you can do it. Here's Gary coming into Lodge Corner at Alton Park. Look how he waits for the car to settle before applying full power. Now we're going to watch Dave in the Nürburgring at turn 1. Again, he's bringing 65 to 75% power in and then to full power as the car is straightened up. Final example for this, here's Rob at La Source in Spa. Number 4, chill out. Showing my age somewhat, but I used to race on F1 2002 with a Logitech Wingman force feedback wheel, and then I didn't sim race for a good 15 years or more, so I've picked up some bad habits that I have to focus on to eliminate them from my driving. One of them is trying to do everything at once as I arrive into a corner. Rushing down the gearbox as I jump on the brakes as I try to spot my turning point and rotate the car. Does Formula Renault like this approach? Nope, it does not. Let's ride on board with Dave for the Nürburgring hairpin. Look how he eases down through the gearbox, just hitting second on the apex before he is almost immediately back on the power to exit the corner. By contrast, here I am in the same corner trying to brake, change all the way down and rotate the car at the same time. It's slower, more risky and more likely to cause a crash. Bring your brake markers forward and concentrate on slowing the car and changing down in a safe and controlled manner. If you find you're in the correct gear and sufficiently slowed too early, then practice braking later until you find that sweet spot. The key here though is to relax, not overdrive, and take your time. It will pay dividends. Let's take a look at James coming through the cutting section of Bathurst. See how he coasts on the entry to set himself up for the exit of the corner. That's next level stuff, and you might find it surprising how sometimes it does pay to have a little coast. Final example, let's take a look at Adam coming into turn 1 at Zandvoort. Again, he's patient, takes his time to slow and rotate the car, and as he reaches the apex he is perfectly set up to accelerate out of the corner. Number 5. Minimise your time in a corner. This might seem obvious, but it is something I'm so guilty of I wanted to share it and make sure you aren't doing the same thing. You arrive at the corner, you turn in and get onto the inside curb. But if it isn't the apex of the corner when you arrive on the inside curb, ask yourself a question. What am I doing here? Here I am at turn 1 of Scuba. I bring the car to the inside, but now I'm stuck there waiting for the car to rotate so I can get on the power again. Let's compare that with Dave. See how much less time he spent waiting to accelerate. Now we skip ahead to the final hairpin. Again, I'm stuck on the inside, while Dave waits to turn in and is able to accelerate much earlier. The apex of the corner is the midpoint. From that moment on, you should be accelerating and leaving that place in your dust. So think about where you turn in. If you turn in so early that you hit the inside of the corner before the apex, then you are wasting lap time. Turn in later and get on the power earlier. Don't dive for the inside. Visualize the corner before you get there and prepare. Of course, if you're sailing past the apex entirely, then you aren't braking or turning early enough. Number 6. The right gear every time. This only comes with practice, but let's go back to that Nürburgring example with Dave. See how he just hits second gear moments before he accelerates out of the corner. He makes it look effortless, but think about what he's doing during his turn. Dave's using the engine braking to slow the car as much as the brake pedal. Here's Gavin coming into the Parabolica at Monza. Again, he's super patient with the car and makes sure that when he gets on the power, the car isn't going to bog down and is ready to accelerate for what is a crucial zone for your lap time. Now let's take a look at Adam's lap at Phillip Island. Here we are in turn 1 and you can see he's getting into the limiter in 6th gear, but he resists the temptation to take 7th as this will actually marginally slow the car compared to holding it in 6th. Plus you've got turn 2 just ahead where you're going to be changing down through the gears anyway. You can see how he trail brakes, takes his time through the gears, gets the car rotated in turn 2 and makes it look super easy on the exit. Let's skip forward through the laps to the turn 9, 10 and 11 complex. Again, you're going to see Adam really thinking about his gear selection here too. He drops down a gear to have lots of revs through turn 9, and then on the exit of 10 he holds the car in third to settle it into 11 before accelerating to the end of the lap. So there you go, those are the 6 essential driving tips to get the best out of the Formula Renault 2.0 on iRacing. Have a look back at the hot lap videos and you will see these techniques being applied consistently from track to track. Once you have mastered these elements, you will be able to bring these skills to each track and very rapidly be close to your ultimate pace. I hope you found this video useful, and good luck to you in your Formula Renault racing. You can come and talk to us on our Discord. You can follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/limitofadhesion or limitofadhesion.com. As ever, please do like the video if it helps you and subscribe to the channel for more content from the Limit of Adhesion.